In today's exciting video, we get a new grill from ZGrills and we review this crazy viral promotion they have going on where you buy one grill and you get the next 10 grills for free. It sounds unbelievable. I'm getting one of their grills. I'm going to test it out and I'm going to make an incredible ribeye today. And I'm also going to mess with the wrong chicken.
Look at that. There's a chicken on the chair.
What just happened?
I'm not happy.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus, the whole thing.
I'm healing humanity and I've got some beautiful ribeyes and I've got a new grill. This is from ZGrills and I want to talk about in today's video, is this deal this company ZGrills has going on legit? Is it for real? Because if it sounds too good to be true, oftentimes it is too good to be true, but I have dug into this. What is the deal I'm talking about? Well, first of all, they're selling this smoker, wood pellet grill from ZGrills for $777. You can get it shipped to your house. I put this thing together yesterday and I was frankly impressed with the build quality, and I'll talk about that in a second, why. But the deal that they have going on is every 5 years, if you purchase this grill now, I think there's a limited window, every 5 years, they will send you a new grill of this quality or better if they have a new model out at that time for free, excluding $100 to ship it to you. But they also have several locations that you can travel to and then you don't pay $100 at all. And every 5 years, for 10 times, so that's 11 grills, this one plus 10 more, you get all of that for $777 plus $100 if you do the shipping each time. That's crazy. Isn't that not crazy? When I heard about it, I thought, sounds too good to be true. It must be too good to be true. But then I dug into it and I started researching the company, and they did kind of a crazy customer rebate program several years back where they completely fulfilled their end of the deal and they followed through with it. And that one sounded too good to be true. And the other reason I'm confident this is true is because I've talked to the company, but also there are several other prominent YouTubers, guys in the smoking YouTube business. That's all they do is videos on smoking meat and cooking steaks and grilling out. Several of the top guys have done videos on ZGrills and vouched for it as well. Now, I thought when this thing came in the boxes that it's going to be a cheap piece of junk, because how else could they do that for $777 and then send you a new grill over and over and over again? To my surprise, it's not a piece of junk. Now, it's not built as well as my former smoker, which I'll show you over here. This thing is a tank. This thing is the Yoder smoker, and it's built like a tank. But it's also rusting all over the top, and I've had to sand it out and fix the rust, and I've had this thing for about 9 years. I love this smoker, but this is not as heavy duty as that. However, there's a lot of features and functions that are so much better than mine, and that's after I've just used this for a short period of time. I'm going to show you real quick. First of all, this interface. This user interface ZGrills has is super simple. You set it to the temperature you want. It comes with 2 temperature probes. I love that. And they have an app. I want to show you the app real quick. The app was super simple. Here's the biggest takeaway for me so far. I've installed and built lots of different appliances and things over the years. It's always a headache. This was easy to put together. It's well built. The base was way heavier than I would have imagined. This has so many little functions and features that I really like, but it is early. I'm going to do more videos on this and tell you the truth after I use this thing for say a year or so. But look at, here's the app. So 226, that's the temperature of the box. Right here I have a probe in. The probe is at 82 because I haven't put the steaks in, but I've set the probe temperature to 111. This will give me a notification in my phone. This app was super simple to set up. I just hooked it up to my Wi-Fi. It goes through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and it works everywhere. I was on the other side of my property just a couple minutes before this video, and I was able to see the temperature and the status of the grill, and had the steaks finished, I would know that they're done. Why am I doing that to 111? Well, I'm going to show you that real quick while we talk about this, but these big, huge, beautiful ribeyes, they're incredible. They're super thick. I'm going to put the temperature probe in one of those. Actually, let me do that right now while we're talking. And I'm going to show you some features of this. Now, I smoked this thing last night. I let it go to break it in. There's a procedure to break it in. Look at these ribeyes. There go 1, 2, 3. And now here's the temperature probe. It comes with 2 temperature probes. I'm gonna put this right in the middle. And I do that to, as you saw, 111. I'm gonna get that to 111 with a nice smoke on it, and then I'm gonna sear it over here on my Blackstone. Sometimes I'll sear it on the charcoal, and sometimes I'll sear it on cast iron. You could smoke the whole thing in there and just finish it, but let me show you some features of this while I smoke these up. And stay tuned till the end of the video, because I am going to show you the grand finale. These are gonna be some of the most incredible ribeyes. But let me show you a few features of this. And the reason I'm sharing all of this is because I get a ton of people that have seen me cook a steak low and slow and then sear it hot and fast, and they're incredible. There's no better way to eat a steak. I've been carnivore for over 2 years now. A lot of people want to do it, but it's not accessible getting a Yoder smoker that's thousands and thousands of dollars. This, $777. And let me show you some of the features that I like so far. Again, I'm gonna do another video in like a year to show you everything. Number 1, the hopper pellet. This thing fits a whole bag of pellets. My Yoder smoker does not. It would overflow. This fits an entire bag. So every time I'd use the Yoder, I'd fill half a bag and then I'd have a half a bag sitting there, and then it would rain or whatever. It holds an entire bag. The interface I mentioned, super user-friendly. You don't have to use the app that I showed you earlier, but you can. You can use either, or you could do one or the other. But the interface by itself is super simple. You just turn the dial, and that's it. My Yoder smoker is pretty simple, but I've had so many issues with that firing up, and then you got to restart it, and the sensor's off or whatever. It's always been a nightmare. You got 2 temperature probes right here, and there's basically just a power on button, and then there's a feed button. If you want to feed the hopper, and then the dial, you can turn the dial. So it is super simple. Oh, there's also, I see I just screwed up here. There's a little probe hole right there. I'm not gonna do that now, but you can put the probe through here. The other thing I wanna show you is around here to the back. Hopefully we don't trip over this cord. I'm not gonna do this right now, but on the back of the pellet box, there's a pellet cleanout door. You can unscrew this, open it up, and there's a little chute, and you can put a 5-gallon bucket here, and you can empty out all of your pellets. So then you can switch your pellets. I got cherry in here right now. Maybe I want to do some hickory next. Well, on the Yoder smoker, you don't have to pull them all out. Here you have the hopper pellet, and they all come out. So they've really thought of all of the details. The other thing that I like is you got over here, you got your little grease bucket. It just hangs there. That's pretty convenient. On my other one, it was kind of down lower and harder to see. The other thing that I really like with this is cabinet drawers. And it came with a cover too. So I got a cover in here. I have the second probe and some instructions. But this is a nice heavy metal base. This thing is heavy duty. It's got nice casters on it. It rolls around just fine. But there's storage, so you can put your extra bag of pellets in here and store them, or whatever you want, any of your grilling accessories. Seems super simple, right? But look at my Yoder smoker over there. There are no doors on there. There's an open area on the bottom that gets disgusting and filled with pollen and dust, and my goats come over and they eat the stuff. This is enclosed. So the other thing I like is stainless steel right here. You got a little working surface. Again, I hate to keep going back, but it's the only thing I have to compare it to. Let's come over here real quick. If we go by the Yoder, you have a smaller pellet box, and then look at when this is closed. You got nothing here. It's rusting, but there's almost nothing here to work on. Over there, you actually get almost extra counter space. In fact, before starting this, I had my cutting board and all my stuff just sitting right up there. So if you don't have like a table or anything, my entire cutting board fits right there. I mean, I don't need to open that now because it's filled with pellets. So this ZGrills thing is pretty incredible. The grill itself, like I said, I thought this was going to be a cheap piece of junk because they're giving away one every 5 years. You can get 11 grills, but it's not. It's really well built. But if you're still worried that this is a cheap piece of junk and it's only going to last you a couple of years and then it's going to fall apart, you're set, because you can just call them up and you can get another grill every 5 years. It sounds too good to be true, but on the flip side, if you think about it, it is brilliant marketing. And there's a lot of people taking advantage of it and talking about it, and they're able to get the word out because they're doing such a crazy aggressive promotion. So it's pretty cool. This comes with a 3-year warranty. The last thing I'll say is you can also transfer this. So if you still love this grill and it's working just fine for you 5 years from now, which I suspect mine will be, and I want to get the next grill for free for say, my Uncle Dave, I can transfer it to Uncle Dave and he can go pick it up, or you can just pay the $100 and get another one. So this is a crazy deal. I'd highly recommend it. There are so many people that want to get into smoking, but they don't want to spend a couple $1,000s on a Yoder like I had, and they're worried about buying too cheap of a grill from, say, their local hardware store, and maybe it falls apart. With this one, it's the best of both worlds. $777, link in the description below. You can order it. If it falls apart 5-10 years from now, you can get another one and another one and another one. And the cool thing is, they're not going to just send you this model. By the time 5 years rolls around, they're going to have created a new version, a new model, an upgraded. Everything gets better and evolves, and you're going to get that next version. So I'm going to finish smoking up these ribeyes, and for the grand finale, I'm going to show you how the ribeye turns out on the Z-Grill. Does it stand up to how it did when I cooked it on the Yoder? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. So we hit 111 on the phone. It's blinking on there. That was our target temperature for our probe. I turned this on right here. This is my Blackstone. You can use a cast iron skillet. You can cook the whole steak in here if you want to. But I got it to 110 and then I'm going to sizzle it on there. I'm going to open this up for the first time now. Let's take a look. Ready? Oh, those look beautiful. See that red color? That's that cherry smoke. So I'm going to go quick now. I like to do these. Pull the probe out. Set it right there. And then I like to get all the fat on one side. Like that. See that? And then we sizzle. I'm going to go over here to turn this off. You just hold this down for a couple seconds, and then it says off. You still hear the fan going, so it'll exhaust through there. And after these are done on here, you just sear them on each side. I'm going to let them rest on a rack for 10 minutes. That's one of the tricks. The other trick, you let it rest for 10 minutes, and then you use some of this. Malden's crunchy, fantastic, salt, lots of tallow. That's the color you want right there. See the fat, that yellow? Oh, these are going to be good. I think I'm going to eat this one or this one. So now you can do an instant read and stick it in there. I don't need to do that because I'm carnivore. I just go like that and I know it's perfect. Now you want to make sure to let them rest on a rack. 10 minutes. Don't waste it. And the perfect thing you can do is if you have one of these, now is the time to clean your grill. It takes about 10 minutes and then you can cut into the steak. It'll be perfect. You cut into that steak now, not going to be as good as it could be. All right, here goes my first ever Z-Grill steak. That's perfect timing. The fan just went off. Let's see how this thing tastes. I've never smoked one on there before. Do a little Malden salt. It's a beautiful ribeye. I like my ribeye super rare. Let's see. We'll get you a shot cutting into it here. Oh, that looks perfect. Look at how juicy that is. Oh my goodness, this is going to be good. You see, it gets a little tricky when you cook these too. Jen doesn't like her steaks rare. It's hard to tell sometimes because you get the smoke color in there. You see that, that red? That's all from the smoke. All right, let's take the first bite and see. Just a little more salt. Boop, 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 boop. Can you focus on that? With the Z-Grill in the background. This is from the Z-Grill, first attempt. Good? All right, here we go. It's literally dripping. There's a chicken on the chair. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Seriously, I don't know that I've had one this juicy before. Look at it. Are you looking? Look at that. Oh my goodness. I am thankful, grateful, blessed. This is more than I deserve. One free grill every 5 years, 10 more grills. You pay $777 one time. I think it's a heck of a deal. I'm happy with the grill. I'm happy with this first cook. I'm gonna do many more videos with this in the future, so only time will tell. But the thing I like is, even if this thing has a catastrophic failure 5, 10 years down the road, I can get another one and another one and another one and another one. And like I said, I'm really impressed with the build quality. I'm even more impressed how my first ever ribeye on my ZGrills turned out, because this thing is so juicy, so tender, so fantastic. Baxter, should we give Baxter a piece and see if he approves?
Exit.
Did he catch it?
Exit. What just happened?
I'm not happy.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, the whole piece. Oh my gosh. He had the knife in his hand.
Who wants chicken for dinner?
He was pushing her away, and I was giving her a piece of fat, because fat's good for chickens.
That was the best piece.
That's the whole thing. And Baxter's being a good boy. Exum, you being good?
That's what you get when you make carnivore chickens.
Oh boy.
Chicken for dinner. Join us. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you are subscribed, hit the thumbs up button, and leave a comment down below. What's your favorite way to prepare a ribeye? Let me know. We're going to randomly pick one of those comments, and we're going to give away a Healing Humanity shirt. We've got these in multiple colors. Thanks so much for watching. Beep.